the road green. Conquistadors have started the season. This is their 8th game at 5-2, and of course for the NSU Sharks, this is their first game of the year. NSU wins the tip, they have the ball. Spears head of the key. Around to the right, it's moved over to Dennis. Now on the left wing over to Gibson. Inside the lane, the pass is caught and laid in by Troy Spears. Troy Spears, one of the returnees, now a senior, gets the first field goal of the season, and a 3-ball the other way is up and in there by Conquistador Hall. Quantavious Hall, excuse me. Inside the lane, the pass is grabbed by Gerard Taryn. And the Sharks have a 4-3 lead. The other way, driving in, there's a shot that's blocked by Gibson, the shot of Johnson, but the rebound is put up and blocked, I should say, by Taryn. Here's NSU with the ball, 13-footer is in and out. It was missed by Dennis, and the other way, a long pass ahead is caught by Hall, lay it up, missed it, the rebound put in there by Johnson. Terrence Johnson, the 6'4 senior from Hollywood, had 10 points and 10 rebounds last night in the come-from-behind win over Ave Maria. Meanwhile, a double dribble the other way, and the ball will go over to FNU based in Hialeah. 5-4 is the score. Florida National with the lead. Middle of the floor it is. Now they get it baseline. Underneath the rim, laying it up, and through there is Kettrick Bartley, the 6'4 junior from Pompano. Now the other way, a driving shot is up and good by Dwayne Gibson. And the action is end to end, and of course the Sharks, under head coach Jim Crutchfield, will press constantly. A driving shot the other way is up and good by Christopher Hall, who had 13 last night in the win on the west side of the state over Ave Maria. Taryn out of the post, the 10-footer is missed, and the rebound taken by Kettrick Bartley. Baseline, the jumper by Johnson is good. Johnson makes it 11-6. This team, Florida National, has won 5 in a row. Spears has got it. Taryn in the post, curls one way, now the other, and he walked with the ball. So it is, and again we'll tell you that number 3 is David Dennis. He is the fine guard of the NSU Sharks, driving the other way again. A blocked shot by Taryn. The driving shot by Jose Benitez, knocked out of bounds. Now 5 players will come in, and this is something that head coach Jim Crutchfield planned for because of that strenuous defense his team will play, constantly pressing. He has 5 new players in the game, and now we've got a shot block again, and they've got a foul on this particular occasion against NSU. Well, this time the foul is on Malik Hardy, one of the newcomers to this team. Malik Hardy is a freshman at 6'2", and at the stripe for the Conquistadors, and putting the first one up and in is Terrence Johnson, the 6'4 senior from Hollywood. So right now on the floor for NSU is B.J. Edwards, last year's starting point guard. He wears number 2. And number 32 on the side of the lane is Malik Hardy. Number 5 is Nick Stampley, a newcomer. Number 13 is Pat Huffine. He played here a year ago. And number 0 is Nick Smith, the 6'1 freshman and a newcomer from the Steel City of Pittsburgh. That's Smith with the ball. Head of the key, Stampley weaving in. The one-hander is missed, and they've got this foul against FNU, Florida National University, based in Hialeah. 13-6 is the score. Florida National up by 7. Head coach Jim Crutchfield wearing a lively, bright beige sport coat for the occasion. of his debut. And the free throw by the southpaw Stampley is in and out. Nick Stampley, 6'6". He's from up the road in Pompano. He's a freshman. So the Sharks will get another free throw with Stampley. Up it is, and good it is, and it is 13-7 as Stampley splits the pair. There you see the press. It is incessant. It is dizzying. You'll see it all the time. Off makes it, off misses. At the baseline, this is Hall. Baseline, spinning is Bartley. The one-hander is up and good. Kettrick Bartley, the 6'4" junior from Pompano, gives Florida National a 15-7 lead. On the left sideline, this is driving in and missing. Huffine gets his own rebound, sticking it in. 59 of the pass up the floor. Sails over the near sideline. It was intended for Jose Benitez, but that press rattled Florida National on that occasion, so the ball is inbounded from the side by NSU. And there's the fine-looking Nick Smith wearing 0 on the back of his jersey. B.J. Edwards at the point. Edwards throws it out of it to Huffine. Huffine into the lane on the throw out. The pass is caught and the shot up and good by Malik Hardy, the 6'2" freshman from Miramar, Florida. Chris Hall with the ball, number 21. He backs it out for Florida National. It's now 15-12. Florida National. Hall with a little jump pass to the baseline of it to Benitez. He spins in. The ball deflects out. Last touched by NSU at a timeout. The under 16-minute timeout. And NSU down by a count of 15. Beautiful Rick Case Arena. The NSU Sharks trail Florida National by a count of 15-12. Isaac White back in the ball game along with the 5 players who started the game. Spears, Taryn, Gibson, and Dennis. Florida National with the ball, and the left-handed shot is up and missed, and the rebound is put in there. Johnson with the score. It's now 17-12. Taryn coming down the side of the lane and losing the handle, juggling it and fumbling it over the end line. And again the press. It's dizzying, it's nerve-wracking. And Florida National breaks it. They move it around the perimeter, the Florida National team does. Side jumper up, and it's in and out. And the offensive rebound is taken by Bartley. Benitez with it. A pair of number 3s against Dennis. Bartley left corner, the junior. Shot underneath is missed, and the rebound of the hop is tapped by Taryn over to Spears. This is David Dennis, an excellent ball handler going all the way. He missed the shot, and the rebound taken defensively by Florida National. The other way, driving down, taking that, and scoring is Hall, Chris Hall. Again, there are 2 Halls, Quantavious Hall and Chris Hall. And at the baseline, there's a call, a foul against Florida National. 19-12, the visitors of Florida National with a 7-point lead. 14:21 to go in the opening half, and an outstanding crowd, an enthusiastic crowd still filing in here at the Rick Case Arena. That's Gibson with a 3 ball. Missing it, the rebound taken by Florida National by Ivan R. Rozier, who's now in number 1. On the right sideline it is Quantavious Hall, number 4. Number 21 is Chris Hall, and the side jumper is up and good. A 3 ball by Chris Hall. 22-12, the largest lead of the opening half by Florida National. The driving shot is missed by Gibson. The rebound taken by Dennis, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. 13:46 to go in this opening half. Jim Crutchfield, the new head man on the bench for LSU, and the head coach of the Conquistadors is J.J. Thatcher. Thatcher is from Philadelphia, a cradle of coaching through the years. Think of some of the great coaches from the city of brotherly love. Chuck Daly and Jack Ramsey and Rolly Massimino and Jack Kraft. And the next free throw by Dennis is good. The lead is down to 8. And the Sharks have not really forced turnovers in this opening half. Chris Hall. That's a straightaway jumper by Johnson that's missed. And Dennis leaping for the rebound. Dennis tight-roping the sideline, coming into the lane. Now he gets it out to an open Spears, a beauty. A flat shot by Troy Spears, the young man from Indianapolis. Now it's down to a 5-point lead, and a timeout is taken. Home game was senior day, and the Sharks won that game over St. Leo, 80-70. And now you'll see the press, and from the end zone, Florida National inbounding it, and Johnson had it banged away by Stampley. So Stampley, long and lean as you can see. Press is on for NSU, and it's inbounded, and they go to work. Rozier has it banged away, the loose ball rolling. Diving for it is Johnson. The ball knocked out, and that's a turnover, and NSU will get it as the press is now forced a couple of turnovers for NSU. Ball will be triggered underneath by NSU. It will be triggered by B.J. Edwards. This year he's the backup point guard. Huffine hits. 18-footer from alongside the left base, and now the long pass comes ahead. It's grabbed and put up and missed. And the rebound to NSU. So, the other way, the driving shot is missed under the rim by Chris Smith, and they've got a whistle underneath. And play blown to a halt with 12:56 to go. So the foul committed. And the ball will be inbounded with the Sharks under the foul limit. Foul was committed by Stampley. Driving in, the driving shot is up and missed. And FNU couldn't save the loose ball. NSU the other way. This is Hartland. He missed it. Banged around. Taken by Florida National. And in backcourt, another travel. So finally, the heckling and that press beginning to fluster the visitors from Florida National. That press will be relentless. Get used to it. So NSU with the ball, now trailing by just 3. They were down by as many as 10. Short shot from the baseline. Good by Malik Hardy, the 6'2 freshman from Miramar. Meanwhile, Hardy stopping his defender. Underneath, that turnaround shot is in and out, and back in by Hall. Christopher Hall, who had 13 last night, the 6'1 senior from West Palm. End-to-end effort tonight. Hardy with it. Baseline right. This is Stampley with a soft shot. Coming down the baseline with confidence. 24-23, that 10-point lead now down to 1. Down the baseline, they get it into the corner, and a shot block again by NSU. As that baseline shot was blocked, but I'd say in my 7 years here, this has to be the largest crowd we've had here. Oh, that's a tremendous start for Jim Crutchfield. Well, as play is resumed, the free throw is up and good. Chris Hall, fine player. As mentioned, he had 13 last night. He gets 3 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting a 3 by Stampley prior to the timeout. Chris Hall also had 17 2 games ago for Florida National. Next free throw is good. He hit all 3, and that lead for Florida National, which was down to 1, is back to 4. Isaac White to Spears on the cut. It's grabbed and laid in by Gibson. Nicely done by 2 returnees. Johnson on the left sideline. Johnson's got it. Left quarter Hall. Chris Hall misses. And the rebound at Tarrant. LSU with the ball. LSU down by 2. Dennis fumbles the ball, and it's taken away by Chris Hall. It's pass banged away by Spears. Grabbed by White on the right sideline. Over to Dennis. Spinning. Dennis has it banged away. The ball winds up out of bounds, and Dennis winds up on the floor. David Dennis, an outstanding point guard. And he averaged 14 points a game a year ago, playing for the same coach, Jim Crutchfield, at West Liberty. Crutchfield spent 13 glorious years at West Liberty, up in the panhandle of West Virginia, not too far from the city of Pittsburgh. And he recruited Ohio and Pennsylvania fairly well. 7 consecutive trips to the D2 Sweet 16. Sparkling. Of course, the Sharks hoping to make the NCAA tournament for the first time in history. And playing the opening game of the season tonight. Florida National with the ball, based in Hialeah. Now they'll show some patience. Midway through the first half, 27-25, the visitors. Driving shot neatly done by Jose Benitez, the 6'2 freshman from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Now Isaac White, a transfer from Mass Lowell, a D1 program. Tarrant has it banged away under the rim. Florida National has it, but meanwhile Gibson steals the ball, and then Tarrant throws it away. And Anglada has it for Florida National at the baseline. The ball is dropped over the end line by Johnson. Terrence Johnson had his hand on it and lost it. The ball goes over to NSU. They call that one a hell ball, I believe, so it goes over to NSU. Going with Dennis, number 3, Isaac White, number 11, Tarrant wearing number 1, Gibson wearing number 12, and Spears wearing number 10 as you view it with us. A high lob pass for Tarrant, alley-oop dunk, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. A galvanizing dunk by the high-leaping Gerard Tarrant. And that cuts the lead down to 1, 29-27. And the foul committed by Christian Anglada, the 6'1 freshman from Puerto Rico. And Tarrant, a notoriously poor free thrower, is at the stripe for the NSU Sharks, and he hits his free throw. He's been working on it in practice under the watchful eye of head coach Jim Crutchfield. Anglada's got it. An open corner shot is good. A 3-ball neatly done by Kenneth Santos. 32-28. Tarrant posting up. Up faking. Lost the handle. Got it back. The layup is on the side of the rim and off, and the rebound taken by Santos. Benitez has the ball. Banged away by Dennis. Dennis straining his body over the near sideline, going for the save, but the ball beat him out of bounds. It will stick with the green-clad visitors from Florida National. Florida National hoping to win its 6th straight ball game. After losing their first 2, they have won 5 in a row. It's inbounded over to Santos. Middle of the floor. Anglada's got it. Christian Anglada, 6'1". On the handoff for Benitez. Inside the lane, the one-hander's up, and it is missed. It was missed by Quantavius Hall, one of the two Halls on this team. Gibson the 3-ball. And the rebound, White. He scores. Isaac White, a soft-spoken player, makes it 32-30. Soft-spoken like his coach. Driving shot is missed by Anglada. The rebound taken by Dennis. Dennis can weave and wind, and he just did. That's Spears with a baseline jumper. Rebound, Gibson. No one blocked him. No one boxed him out. Even at 32, so the Sharks have climbed the hill. They were down by 10. Now they're trapping the ball deep in the backcourt. 3-ball up in the air, and it is missed by Quantavius Hall. And the rebound taken by NSU underneath it. Spears with a layup. Troy Spears gives NSU the lead at 34-32. Quantavius Hall has the ball. He has it knocked out of his hands and over the far sideline. 34-32 NSU, 8:05 to go in the opening half. Lots of people standing. And the seats fairly well filled here at NSU. A lot of enthusiasm going into the ball game tonight. The inaugural game for head coach Jim Crutchfield. And Smith bangs the ball away from Santos, and it wobbles over the near sideline. Well, we didn't give you the names of the officials. They're three familiar faces: Carlos Gonzalez, Aaron Chambliss, and Quentin Pugh. The substitutes continue. Remember that tonight, once again, Fabian McDonald, Arthur Laguna, Nicholas Cora, Carol Kurt, Petar Sankic, Godsway Jeff, Jesse Cantonall, and Ryan Blanchard are all out, either for discipline reasons or injuries. And again, the Sharks will get Community College Conquistadors. You remember Gunsmoke, the old television show? Dodge City is in Kansas. Dennis with the ball. Hardy gets it over to Smith. Now Dennis again. Screen set by Stampley. Underneath the rim, Stampley on the cut. 36-32, and on the inbounds, the ball banged over the back baseline by NSU's David Dennis. And they've got the foul on Dennis, and that's his first of the ball game. You don't want to get him into any sort of foul trouble. And you could see that press. Stampley guarding that back baseline. This is Johnson bumping with his defender Gibson, and they've got the foul on to Wayne Gibson. That's his first of the ball game with 7:26 to go in the first half at NSU. Ahead of Florida National, 36-32. Remember, the Sharks were down by 10 early here in this opening half at NSU on opening night. Meanwhile, at the stripe is Terrence Johnson, and he misses the free throw. This is not a good free throw shooting team. As a team, Florida National has taken 151 free throws and has made just 105, 69%. Johnson getting set for his next free throw. 1 of 2 for Johnson. 36-33, the home team up 3. Huffine with the ball. Head coach Jim Crutchfield has been singing his praises throughout practice leading into this opening night. Stampley under the rim. The lefty shoots, and he now makes it 38-33. Good first half for Stampley. Shot in the lane. Anglada is missed. The rebound tipped and grabbed on the hop by Dennis. Huffine back over to Dennis. Dennis, a wizard handling that ball. This is Hardy. Missing the three-point straightaway, the offensive rebound over to Huffine, back over to Hardy, the one-hander, good. Malik Hardy, the 6'2 freshman from Miramar, now is 40-33. Ivador Rozier, the 6'1 senior from West Palm, now handling the ball, and he bumps with Malik Hardy, and they've got the foul on Hardy. Hardy's major is marine biology. He's only a freshman, Hardy is, but he's already determined and committed to his major, marine biology, here at Nova Southeastern. Florida National with the ball, trailing by those 7 points. The next 2 games for LSU will be league games against Lynn on the road and Tampa here at home a week from tomorrow. This is Chris Hall. Johnson, the turnaround, a beauty. Terrence Johnson now makes it 40-35. Pass deflected on the left wing, and the loose ball reached for, and they've got a foul. Reaching for that loose ball was Jose Benitez, the 6'2 freshman from Santo Domingo, and he was fouled by Pat Huffine. Right now on the floor for LSU, clad in the white as you know, it is Nick Smith. He wears number 0. Number 5 is another Nick. Nick Stampley is the first of the 1-1 by Benitez is good. 32 is Malik Hardy. 13 is Pat Huffine. And number 3, the standout point guard, David Dennis, a transfer from West Liberty where he played for head coach Jim Crutchfield. Next free throw makes it 40-37. An open Huffine with a high arcer. That's missed. The rebound volleyed, kept alive by LSU by Hardy, but he has it knocked away by Santos. Side jumper up and missed by Chris Hall, but the offensive rebound continues to give FNU the ball. Nice shot up and in there, beautifully done by Ivador Rozier, the senior guard from West Palm. Smith with a herky-jerky drive. Huffine. Dennis at the foul line. An open shot, Hardy, a 3-ball. Clanging off the rim and a rebounding foul, and over the top foul. This one might be on Stampley, and if it is, it would be his 3rd, but they've got this foul is on Benitez, and that is his 2nd of the ball game. So Dennis getting it in. Smith with the shot. A beauty. 18 feet out alongside the baseline. 42-39. The Sharks up by 3. Florida National the ball. Chris Hall wears number 21. And on the right wing, that's Rozier. Rozier challenging Dennis. He's underneath the rim. Missed it. The offensive rebound grabbed by Johnson. They've got the foul. And this one is against Florida National. Terrence Johnson charged with a foul. That's his 1st of the ball game. 4:43 to go in the first half. Game 1 of the 17-18 season for the Nova Southeastern University Sharks. Huffine, the young man from Indy. Smith's from Pittsburgh. That's Smith shooting. Missing the 3. And the rebound taken by Santos. The steal by LSU. The driving shot, Dennis missed. His own rebound, Dennis. He missed again. And the rebound to Johnson of Florida National. The long pass on the left side is kept alive by Florida National on his back. Hall, Chris Hall grabbing the rebound, and they've got a call underneath. This foul is against LSU with 4:07 to go. Foul is on Smith. So again, right now, LSU going with Smith number 0, Huffine number 13, Hardy number 32, Stampley number 5, and Dennis number 3. And that first free throw is up and through there by the 6'1 senior from West Palm, Rozier. Huffine sitting down, and Tarrant is in. So Taryn along the side of the lane. Next free throw by the lefty Rozier. Nestles in. 42-41. NSU erased a 10-point deficit earlier. Now that lead is down to 1 for the Sharks. Smith, the young man from Pittsburgh. An open corner three, a beauty from the left quarter by Stampley. 45-41. Driving shot is up and missed. It was missed by Benitez. Benitez, a fine player. Smith's got it. Dennis, baseline, Hardy backing in, turnaround 10-footer. Hardy missed it. And the rebound taken by Chris Hall. On the left wing, that's Benitez. 3 ball up in the air and a beauty by Johnson. Terrence Johnson cuts that lead down to 1 for NSU with 3:05 to go. In the second, the high lob pass reaching up for the shot is Gerard Taryn. Nice pass by Smith, but Taryn at the foul line for NSU. He gets one more after missing the first. NSU in front, 45-44. Stampley has 10, leading NSU. And Taryn misses a pair, and Terrence Johnson the rebound. Meanwhile, 15 for Chris Hall. He is their bellwether, and the ball rolling down the far sideline, and it kicks out of bounds. It was last touched by Florida National. NSU has committed 10 turnovers, and Florida National has committed 9. That's Gibson, the young man from Indy. Turnaround shot by the D1 transfer. White is missed. Taryn the offensive rebound, and Dennis the ball. Stampley with 10 already in this game. This is White. Got it. 48-44. Sharks ahead by 4. And that pressure is incessant. It is dizzying. On the right sideline, this is Rozier. Santos with a high arcer and a beauty of a 3. Kenneth Santos scoring. And now that lead cut from 4 to 1. Dennis with it. Dennis in the lane. Hey, scoops it up and in. 50-47. So Dennis scores. And a turnover by Florida National. The Sharks have the ball. NSU 20 of 39 from the floor. Not great, but pretty good. Underneath the rim, Taryn. 52-47. NSU by 5. Johnson. Terrence Johnson backing it out. Running shot by Johnson is missed, but a foul at the baseline, and this one apparently is of the offensive variety. And the foul is on Terrence Johnson. That's his second. 52-47. Nova Southeastern on opening night, leading the visitors from Hialeah, Florida National. Tilting his body and coming over the midcourt line from Massachusetts Lowell, D1 program, White. Stampley in the lane. Nice move, ducking through a couple of players and torquing up a shot. 54-47. Hall motoring against Isaac White in backcourt. They've got the foul on White. The coaching matchup again. The new man, Jim Crutchfield, on the bench for NSU. In sartorial splendor, may we add. And J.J. Thatcher is the head man for Florida National, a for-profit school in Hialeah. And the free throw in and out, the first of the 1-and-1. It was missed by Quantavious Hall. The other way, a dunk by Stampley. He has electrified the crowd here tonight. And Stampley having a tremendous first half. He's got 14 by our count. And NSU the ball as FNU fails to score. And again, the rim high pass, but this one misconnects for Gibson. And Florida National, the ball driving all the way. It is Anglada missing, but right there for the defensive rebound is White. NSU with the ball and its largest lead of the game at 56-47. That's a 19-point turnaround by Jim Crutchfield's quintet. They were down by 10 earlier. The press will do that. Gerard Tarrant playing well in practice. That's White out of the right corner, missing it short. The rebound plucked by Terrence Johnson, and that will do it. 70-footer missed by Johnson, and that will do it for the first half. So, an energetic final few minutes for NSU. The NSU Sharks 55%. And the Sharks won the battle of the boards in the opening half, 24-19. So here we go. Start of the second half, and with the ball it is Chris Hall. On the right sideline, Quantavious Hall. The lob pass into the rim is taken away by NSU's Gerard Tarrant. And over midcourt comes Isaac White. He gives it over to Dennis. Lost the handle, got it back, reaches up, and he's fouled in the act of shooting. Fouled by Kettrick Bartley, the 6'4 junior from up the road in Pompano. Jim Thatcher is the head coach. They call him J.J. Thatcher. Here's David Dennis at the stripe, just 1 of 4 from the field. And he hits the first free throw. Dennis does. David Dennis had 5 assists for NSU in that opening half. And Dennis makes both, and NSU up by its largest count, 11, 58-47. Now Florida National with the ball, and the fine defensive play at the left baseline by Isaac White. As reaching up was Kettrick Bartley, and White got his hand on it and pried it free. The 3 ball is missed by Quantavious Hall. And that's Dennis confidently with poise, with a plum, moving the ball over the timeline. Inside the lane, Tarrant missing, and a battle for the rebound between Kettrick Bartley and Gerard Tarrant, and they've got the foul. It's on Tarrant. So Tarrant commits the foul. That is his first of the ball game, and from the end zone, it is Chris Hall inbounding the ball for Florida National. Terrence Johnson. Over midcourt it is with Benitez, a fine ball handler and a good scorer. Now it is Chris Hall on the right sideline against Gibson with that southpaw dribble. Hall gets the step on Gibson, but the pass is knocked away and stolen away by Indiana's own Troy Spears. Tarrant penetrating. Tarrant gets it out of it to Dennis. This is White, number 11. Gibson on the pull-up, and they've got a foul against NSU. This is an offensive foul on Dwayne Gibson. The soft-spoken head coach Jim Crutchfield on the far side, hands on hips. 13 years at West Liberty. He also coached West Liberty's tennis team. His wife, an attorney up in West Virginia. Driving shot is missed by Johnson, and there to snare the rebound is NSU's Gerard Tarrant. Gibson with a pull-up 3. Got it. Beautiful shot. A high arcing shot, a feathery shot by Dwayne Gibson. Chris Hall dribbling it from the left wing to the right wing and barking out instructions. Hall tilting his body as Dennis tightening up on him. Quantavious Hall. This is Bartley on the up and under move. Beautifully done over Tarrant. Bartley makes it 61-49. NSU's lead a dozen. Tarrant with a nice soft one-hander. You didn't see him hit that shot a year ago. He was weak around the rim, but he's improving in that area. At a turnover on the inbounds by the Florida National University Conquistadors. Not many teams, as mentioned, the Dodge City Community College Conquistadors based in Kansas. But the ABA in the 70s, there was the San Diego Conquistadors. Tarrant tied up, Bartley all over him, along with Chris Hall. And that's possession rotation off the hell ball. And it will stick with NSU. And nicely done over to White, but he missed the open one-hander. And the rebound knocked around and taken by Quantavious Hall. Corner three in the air. Missed by Chris Hall, and Johnson the rebound, and knocking it away and taking it away is Isaac White. And he has it stripped out and knocked out by Brantley. And NSU with the ball as it was off Florida National. That old San Diego Conquistadors team for 1 year was coached by the great Will Chamberlain. Back in the ABA days, the Conquistadors. Chamberlain was supposed to be a player coach, but the Lakers, who he had played for prior to it, sued the Conquistadors. Nice pass inbounds over to Tarrant, who missed the one-hander but drew the foul. And at 7-1, Will Chamberlain was nothing more than a bench coach. And during the one season he coached San Diego, the Conquistadors, he wrote a book, and he actually took a night off from coaching to go to an autograph session where he autographed his new book for a crowd of folks. Only in the ABA, the old red, white, and blue ball. FNU substituting as Christian Anglada is in. Next free throw is a miss, and the rebound Terrence Johnson doubled up. Remember, NSU will press off makes and off misses, and they'll do so consistently. Nice pass inside is grabbed, and the shot under the rim is up and in there. Bartley makes it 63-51. NSU by a dozen. The crowd is quieted down. Gibson, number 12. This is Spears missing the driving shot. And the rebound, Santos. Hall to Johnson, the three ball good, and he was fouled while taking a 3-point shot. How about that? So on the opening night, something you might see just 2 or 3 times all season. A good field goal from 3-point range and a defensive foul. Foul on Gibson is his third of the game. And Huffine will come in. He'll replace Spears. And the 4-point play coming up here for Terrence Johnson. And Johnson with the Sharks now up by 10. And he cuts that lead down to single digits, does Terrence Johnson, the 6'4 senior from down here in Hollywood. Pat Huffine, always working on his strength, working at the gym. That's Tarrant, Gibson. Huffine, the three rolling out. Tarrant, the rebound and the putback. 65-54. NSU by 11 again. The press. Huffine has it knocked away from Anglada, and it's off Anglada. NSU ball. That double team in the dead quarter. 5. NSU at 54% from the floor, and Florida National at 42%. The Sharks have committed 13 turnovers, and they have forced 15 Florida National turnovers. NSU with the ball. That's Isaac White, the D1 transfer from Massachusetts Lowell. He himself, though, is from Ohio. White is. Straight away by Huffine is a miss. Knocked out of bounds. It sticks with the men in white, the NSU Sharks. NSU in title game of the SSC tournament. PBA is number 6. The Lynn Fighting Knights of Jeff Price 7. Billy Mims Florida Tech team 8. Florida Southern struggling 9th as Tarrant hits on the inbounds. And the NSU Sharks and the St. Leo Lions tied for 10th. So the Sharks not getting a lot of respect in the preseason. Florida National breaking the press in a collision under the rim as Tarrant went for the block on the shot by Chris Hall, and they've got the foul on Gerard Tarrant. And Terrence Johnson will go to the stripe for J.J. Thatcher's Florida National Conquistadors. He's a southpaw, as you can see, and he hits the free throw. Does Chris Hall. Chris Hall has 16 of the ball game. Terrence Johnson leading the way for both teams with 18 as Chris Hall hits the second. It's just a 10-point game, 67-57. Don't go anywhere. Although this is a 20-point turnaround. Tarrant's shot is blocked under the rim, and neatly so, by Kettrick Bartley. And in the green, Florida National into the front court with Christian Inglada. Comes right from the left wing to the right wing around a double screen. The corner three is up, and it's missed by Kenneth Santos, and the rebound to NSU. Gibson the rebound. This is White coming over the midcourt line. Now on the left wing, it's Huffine, left corner Gibson, missing that shot. Tarrant going for the rebound, and Huffine has it blocked under the rim, and here comes the green-clad Florida National team right to left. Circling at the baseline, it is Christian Anglada, and they've got a foul against NSU. Now remember, it's still a 10-point game. NSU 67, the visitors from Hialeah, Florida National 57. Gerard Tarrant checks out. Nick Stampley, who had an outstanding first half, as in he was 6 of 6 from the field in the opening half, Stampley was. And at the half, he had 14 points. Right now, NSU being led by Stampley's 14, Gerard Tarrant with 13, Gibson from the floor to the bench, and from the bench to the floor, Pittsburgh's Nick Smith. Meanwhile, White is out as well, and David Dennis is in. Chris Hall has it against Hardy. The three ball, a beauty, neatly done from the right corner, and look here, it's a 7-point lead for NSU. Dennis coming right to left, and getting in the way and committing the foul is Santos, Kenneth Santos, the 6'1" freshman from Puerto Rico. The for-profit school Hialeah, with a diverse student body, many Hispanics, as you can see, from the Dominican Republic, from Puerto Rico, from the Caribbean. This is Stampley with a three, a beauty. What a night, what a debut for Nick Stampley. Sharks by 10, 17 for Stampley, and an offensive foul against Terrence Johnson. He went down, and it is he on the offensive foul. David Dennis, number 3, Pat Huffine, number 13. Malik Hardy, number 32. Nick Smith, number 0. And Stampley is mentioned, number 5. Dennis, the ball handler, tilting his body on the left sideline of the screen set for him by Stampley. And the pass for Stampley off the mark. And it bounces over the baseline, out of bounds to the Conquistadors of Florida National. Pressure again in the backcourt. That defense demands a lot of strenuous play. Weaving his way to the front court. It is Anglada. Corner three, neatly done by Chris Hall. And look here, that lead down to 7 once more. 70-63 with 13 and a half minutes to go in the second half on opening night. It is not opening night for Florida National. They come in at 5-2. Left sideline, Dennis, Stampley, and the low left block backing in, and they've got the ball winding up out of bounds, deflected out off FNU. Dennis getting it into the baseline of Smith. He reaches up, and it's knocked away from him as he reached the top of his shot. Florida National remains on the defensive side of the floor. The baseline jumper, Nick Smith, is missed. And the rebound off the shoulder is grabbed and laid up and missed by Huffine. It was off the shoulder of Anglada. The battle for the rebound and a rebounding foul on Pat Huffine. So the ball will be inbounded. NSU at the limit of fouls. Florida National also at the limit of fouls. Each of those teams with 6 team fouls. Dennis, Huffine, Smith, Hardy, along with Stampley. Dennis wearing number 3. Hardy 32, Huffine 13, Stampley number 5, and Nick Smith 0 from Pittsburgh. Anglada in the lane. Now Santos, number 11. Head of the key, the jumper Johnson, in and out. The rebound neatly done. Pat Huffine, Indianapolis, Indiana. Huffine. And this is Hardy. He hits. He hit a 3 falling down. No foul. No harm, no foul. The 3 ball by Hardy. Malik Hardy. 73-63. Johnson with the ball. This is Chris Hall as they break the press. On the right, the jumper Anglada skimming the rim. The rebound to Stampley. He's been all over the place. Stampley with 17. Turnover. Anglada's got it against Dennis. And he bumps with Dennis, bangs with him, shoulders with him. They've got the foul on David Dennis. For David Dennis, and certainly we've been singing his praises, he comes in as a heralded player. The transfer from West Liberty. David Dennis tonight just 1 of 4 from the field. Dennis with 6 points, 5 assists. When you talk to head coach Jim Crutchfield, he sets a goal. He'd like his team to be plus 10 in the turnover category as Anglada hits the free throw, and plus 15 in the rebounding category. Well, right now the Sharks with 35 rebounds and Florida National with 26. Anglada hits the second foul shot. An 8-point lead for NSU, 73-65. Everything is new around here. A beautiful new scoreboard. That's Dennis catching the pass off the cut and missing. The rebound up and missed. Another rebound's up and a foul, as this time it was Hardy reaching up, and he was fouled. Tonight, an exciting debut for a coach who comes down here with glittering credentials. So at the stripe, it's Malik Hardy, the 6'2 freshman from Miramar, and a patient free thrower. And he hits it. A major in marine biology. By the way, we talked about the preseason rankings of the SSC teams. Barry is also ranked number 5 nationally in preseason. And if you missed it, Butch Estes' Barry team defeated Auburn. Yes, Auburn of the Southeastern Conference during exhibition play. 75-65. The lead back to 10. Anglada falls down, lost the handle of the ball, taken away by Hardy. This is 3-on-2. Hardy shovels it over to Smith. Smith under the rim. He scores. 77-65. The lead is a dozen. NSU in front by 12 with 11 and a half minutes remaining. And here's a steal by Smith to Dennis. Easy layup. And the lead is 14. 79-65, and that press won't stop. It's uncontainable. The Sharks defensively irrepressible on the defensive side. Foul committed by NSU's Troy Spears. That coach, J.J. Thatcher, is a man in perpetual motion. He doesn't stop moving. He's kneeling. He gets up. He throws his hands on his hips. He fusses with the top of his pants. His hands are constantly gesturing at the stripe. For Florida National is Hall, and Chris Hall hits the foul shot. So the Sharks tonight led by Nick Stampley with 17 and Gerard Taryn with 13. Malik Hardy has a dozen, while Chris Hall with 23 leading everyone in the house, and there are a lot of people in the house. This is the largest crowd I've seen here in my 7 years with the NSU Sharks program. All hitting the next free throw. It's 79-67. NSU by a dozen. Dennis trying to get on track. David Dennis, 8 points in the ball game. This is Stampley again. He missed this time, but right there, Johnny on the spot, the man from Indianapolis, Troy Spears. And the timeout is taken here by Florida National. So it is. Florida National ball. They'll inbound from the end zone. NSU defensively going with Stampley, Smith, Dennis, Hardy, and Spears. Florida National breaks the press. This is Santos with a high arcing three that rims out, and Dennis leaping to the sky, the point guard with a right-handed rebound. Throws his finger into the air and calls out a play. Smith to Hardy, the straightaway, a beauty, and the assist for David Dennis. 84-67, NSU by 17. Remember, NSU trailed in the opening half by 10. 3-point shot, well done from the right wing by Ivanor Rozier, the 6'1 senior from up the road in West Palm. 84-70. Malik Hardy to Spears. Baseline. This is Stampley in the lane with a running left-hander rolling around, and it falls off into the hands of Florida Nationals. Number 12, Kettrick Bartley. 3-ball in the air. Missed from the left corner by Chris Hall. The offensive rebound of Rozier inside the lane, driving and laying it up and in there. Neatly done by Kettrick Bartley, the 6'4 junior from Pompano. 84-72. Dennis bulling in, lost the handle. Offensive foul on David Dennis. David Dennis, 2 of 6 from the floor. David Dennis with 7 rebounds in addition to his 8 points, and David Dennis with 5 assists in the ball game. That's a team high. Terrence Johnson with 1 assist and 9 rebounds in addition to his 18 points for the Florida National Conquistadors. What a view here. What a sight. What an encouraging, uplifting sight to see all these people hanging over the railing on the walkway, both to our right and to our left, and above the lower level stands here. Santos to Johnson, left corner of the other Hall. Quantavious Hall missing the shot. This is Dennis coming over the timeline. A 12-point lead with 9:14 to go. An eternity in the game of basketball. Spears torques up a shot and misses. Gets his own rebound, and he was fouled. Raising his hand, indicating that it was he who committed the foul, is Ivanor Rozier. That's his first of the ball game. Well, again tonight, Florida National without about 7 or 8 players for either discipline reasons or injury. Spears, the free throw is up and good. And tonight they're without Jesse Cantadall, who had 8 points in the victory last night that Florida National registered over Ave Maria. He is sidelined tonight. Spears hitting that second free throw. The lead is 14 for the home team on opening night, the NSU Sharks. 9 minutes remaining. This is Chris Hall, defended by Stampley. A wide open left corner by Hall is blocked. It was blocked by David Dennis, and Dennis pointing to the clock saying shot clock violation, but that's not going to work. It's out of bounds and an inbounds for Florida National. So they've got both Halls on the floor. Quantavious and Chris Hall, and the inbounds is knocked out of bounds over the baseline by an aggressive defensive team of NSU. Constantly crowding, very stick-to-itive with that ball. Quantavi is looking to inbound, knocked away, stolen away by Spears, who reached down to pick it up. Hardy coming over midcourt, nice pass in the lane. It was taken by Stampley, but ripped away by Santos, who then threw it away over to Smith. And they've got a foul. Again, the officials tonight, and we know all three. Carlos Gonzalez, once in the NBA Developmental League. Aaron Chambliss and Quentin Pooh. Spells it P as in Peter, O-U-G-H. Into the ball game is Christian Anglada. And tonight, also sideline is Ryan Blanchard, who's from Australia, as Smith hits the free throw. He was designated not to play tonight. Either coach's decision due to injury or discipline. Being from Australia, it certainly triggers memories of all the fine Australians who played here in recent years, most recently Harrison Goodrick, last year's leading scorer and rebounder. Santos on the right sideline on the double team, squeezing it through. The open jumper, Anglada threw up an air ball, blocked by Dennis, but he tapped it over to Santos, who scores. Kenneth Santos, who had 4 scoreless minutes in the win last night over Ave Maria, makes it 88-74, and underneath the rim, the Sharks score as Hardy scores, and he... Was there a foul on there? There wasn't. Well, the ball will be inbounded. 8:11 to go. Remember, there'll be so many stoppages because the ball is constantly being knocked around by the aggressive defenders of NSU, and the pass into the corner goes out of bounds, and Florida National turns it over. The Sharks have committed 17 turnovers, Florida National 21. Remember that head coach Jim Crutchfield is looking for a plus 10 in the turnover category. Dennis coming over midcourt. He's a jewel of a point guard, is Dennis. This is Hardy on the spin move in the bag. Got it, but it won't count. He walked with the ball. Did Malik Hardy. And the under 8-minute timeout taken here in the second half. D2 Sweet 16s. Sharks hoping to make their first NCAA tournament. They've never been there. All right, they press again. NSU does. And a steal by Hardy. Gets rid of it over to Dennis. He too is double teamed. The jump out pass to Hardy, to Spears. Left sideline, Dennis once more. This is Smith with a 3. And the rebound taken by Florida National. Hall's got it. He threw it right. He threw it away. That defense has been something. It has rattled the opponent all night. Florida National has given up the ball 23 times. The Sharks, hardly a neat game. 18 turnovers, and the three-pointer by Hardy's an in-and-outer. And a battle for the rebound, and the foul is charged to NSU. 7:17 to go. 90-74 is the score. A 16-point advantage for NSU. So at the stripe for Florida National, it will be Chris Hall. Chris Hall with 25 points in this game, leading everyone, both teams. Terrence Johnson at the foul line. He's got 18. Hall does have 25. And the free throw by Johnson is a miss. Right now it is Rozier, number 1. And number 3 is Benitez. Man at the line, number 23, is Terrence Johnson. Next one's good. Number 11 is Santos. And number 21 is Chris Hall. So Hall with 25 and Johnson with 18, accounting for 43 points for Florida National. And Hardy scoring on that putback. It's 92-75, and a three-pointer by Chris Hall's an air ball plucked by NSU's Hardy. Weaving and winding all the way. Layup. And NSU now up 94-75, closing in on the century mark on opening night. Rozier scoring the other way, 94-77, and garbage time has arrived early here on this Friday night at the beautiful arena, the Rick Case Arena at the Don Taft University Center on the lovely campus of Nova Southeastern. And the offensive foul number 2 on Hardy. Johnson will inbound the ball for the FNU Conquistadors. They come in with a 5-game winning streak. Substitutions now for NSU will set it up. Stampley number 5, White number 11. B.J. Edwards now in the role of a backup point guard number 2. Gibson number 12 and Hardy number 32. Warm night, wet spot on the floor. Thorough job being done by one of the members of the maintenance team under the supervision of one of the 3 officials, Carlos Gonzalez. So the ball inbounded from the side by Johnson. Bounces it in over to Santos, and the southpaw works it over midcourt against Isaac White from Ohio. White is. Baseline right, Johnson again on the in and out shot. Tipped and taken by B.J. Edwards. Edwards, the transfer from Jacksonville, from Fort Myers, as you know. Gibson faking the shot, and a travel on Dwayne Gibson. NSU tonight being led by Malik Hardy with 21 off the bench. Nick Stampley with 17. 2 other double-digit scorers tonight, Gerard Tarrant with 13 and Troy Spears with 11. Sharks will be at Lynn to take on Jeff Price's team on Wednesday. It's a new league for head coach Jim Crutchfield. He's going to meet a lot of very good coaches. The 3 ball out of the right corner by Santos. 94-80. NSU by 14. 5:34 to go. Stampley walk with the ball. Oh, they're going to call this an offensive foul. Could have been called either way. And on Stampley, that's his 4th. So he's showing a proclivity here for committing fouls. Stampley is just a freshman. This is Quantavious Hall on the missed shot over Gibson. And on the hop, Isaac White the rebound. And the pull-up 14-footer. Isaac White, 6 feet even from Ashland, Ohio, in middle of the state. Population 20,000, 3 ball Santos. Gibson the rebound. Hardy with the ball. Hardy tightly defended by Santos. This is Stampley again, long and lean. Gibson guns a pass, caught by White. And the Sharks are up by 16. A 16-point lead. And again, the ball knocked away and over the baseline it goes. You can't blink an eye when you watch the team coached by Jim Crutchfield, because they will press constantly, and the trajectory of the ball somehow never winds up where it is supposed to, because it is altered by hands swinging, moving, flaying. The long pass ahead as they break the press, 2-0. Santos the layup, and it's 98-82. They subjugate their opponent, the Sharks do defensively. Here's a steal, number 11 from 11, Santos from White. The other way, the dunk makes it 98-84, and another steal. And a foul. So that bucket a moment ago by Benitez, and then Benitez the steal, and now Benitez going to the stripe after he was fouled. It's a 14-point lead. You'd never know it as you watch the hard-pacing head coach J.J. Thatcher run to the other end of the bench to grab a cup of water. And does he sleep the same way? He doesn't move. Stop moving. Free throws up. And good by Jose Benitez, the 6'2 freshman from Santo Domingo. Again, last year this team was 13-16. The Sharks were a struggling team a year ago at 6-20. They'll go on the road, the Sharks will, and they'll try to do something they haven't done in a couple of years, win a game on the road. The Sharks were 0-10 on the road a year ago. Sharks by 13, 4:08 to go, and Chris Smith scores underneath the rim. Nick Smith with a field goal. 3-ball up and missed. The rebound, Hardy. Nick Smith, 3 of 7 from the floor, 8 points in the game. This is Hardy backing it out. Sharks spreading the floor with that big lead. They're in no hurry. Gibson has it popped away and stowed away. Here's Rozier working in on Hardy, and he scores, and it's 187. 3:28 to go. You remember that adage in the NBA, the first team to 100 wins the game? I think that will happen here tonight. 3:20 to go, and time taken by the Florida National. Games coming in, so they've got a little bit under their belts coming in. And NSU still trying to find themselves and taking on a good team that is already well embarked into the season. 187 is the score, and they've got a foul on Santos, and Smith will go to the line. Nick Smith, the 6'1 freshman, one of the newcomers, and he hits the free throw. Again, the newcomers, Nick Smith, David Dennis, Nick Stampley, Isaac White, and Malik Hardy. And Hardy with 21, one of the newcomers, has the joy tonight of leading his team in scoring, at least at this point. Stampley, another newcomer, with 17. And a returnee, Gerard Tarrant, with an improved 13. 102.87 coming up on the 3-minute mark, and a blocked shot. Rozier never knew it hit him. A couple of players had their hands on that ball as it was put up under the rim, and NSU the other way. At the baseline, this is Stampley wearing number 5, a number worn a year ago by Tarrant. 3-ball is in and out by Hardy and banged out of bounds. Last touch by the visitors from Florida National. Celebrated coach Jim Crutchfield coming off a 28-4 year at West Liberty. Last year, the Hilltoppers of West Liberty were knocked out of the NCAA tournament by a conference opponent, Wheeling Jesuit. On the inbounds, it comes to Smith. And Smith has a dozen in the ball game. And a steal by Stampley, and with it is Spears. Spears at the middle, Smith now with it at the middle of the floor. Baseline. Nicely done again by Stampley. And Stampley continues to produce. He has 19 in his first game as a Shark. This is Hardy with a little left-handed layup. And Hardy with 23. Stampley with 19 and Hardy with 21, 2 newcomers. Right corner, Santos on the open 3 that clangs off short. And Dennis the rebound. Alley-oop pass, slam dunk, Smith to Gibson. Gibson gets in the act. He has 11 in the game. Weaving and winding through and scoring is Anglada. 110.89, 127 to go. Dennis with 122 to go. Left sideline, he and Smith along with Gibson. Hardy and Stampley. Dennis hop-stepping into the lane, going all the way. Dennis makes it 112-89, and Dennis now in double figures with 10 points for Jim Crutchfield's LSU Sharks. Chris Hall, right wing. Pass to the baseline is knocked away by Gibson, played by Smith, who slammed into three-quarters court. And they've got a foul with 51 seconds to go, and not too many people have left. The biggest crowd to see a game here at NSU in at least 7 years. And you can just feel the pervasive enthusiasm on this campus with a new coach and a man who comes in here with a great track record of winning basketball. He throws up and good. We'll certainly miss the company of former head coach Gary Toole and his assistant Marquise Kiffin. Jordan Fee is back. He played for Jim Crutchfield, and he remains on as an assistant here at NSU. Left corner three ball is up, and it is good by Benitez. Jose Benitez with that shot, and he has, by my count, 10 in the game. 114-92, a plethora of points. A robust number of points by both teams. 26 seconds to go. Sharks backing it out. Smith gets the step on Johnson under the rim. Smith off the penetration. 116-92 with 17 seconds to go. Anglada driving in on Hardy. The reverse shot missed. The rebound taken by Dennis with 7 seconds to go. And the Sharks will win this game, and they'll win here on opening night. Boy, that sounds good. And the crowd very much engaged. Vocalists.